Hello everyone, happy 2021. We're back and we have some updates. We've put a lot of lighting on the layout here in the past couple of weeks. As you can see, I have the entire yard lit up now. I used a variety of lighting. I used the Woodland Scenic system for most of it. You can see that the little city street lights all along the outer side of the main. I have some Woodland Scenics street lights in the back, the wooden pole lights, and I have a new floodlight for the yard, and my tower is now lit up. The tower and the floodlight do not work on these Woodland Scenic hubs. I've realized now there's some non-Woodland Scenic lighting that doesn't work too well with it. So what I've done is I am running off of the accessory on the transformer, and I've got a couple of old Atlas selector switches right here, and I'm running anything that doesn't work on Woodland Scenics off of there, and everything else can run off the hubs, and it works real well. As you can see, the entire yard's lit up. The floodlight lights up the main part of the yard. The perimeter has the street lights. The lights in the back, I'm going to put some more. And the tower's lit up. So it looks pretty good. Well, it's really a pain working with the wiring on those lights are so small. It takes good eyes, unshaky hands, which I have neither one, and it's been a problem. So, but I have the tower here as usual, and the drive-in theater with the sign, the drive-in sign. I have, of course, the car lots are lit up over here, and over here in Towanda, I've added street lights. You can see there's 3 street lights, and you can see that there's a flag, an American flag with a spotlight on it. That's a Woodland Scenics kit. Over here I have another light over there where the propane tanks are, lighting up the sides. So we've got some lighting over in Towanda, and that's what I've gotten so far. So I do have some new buildings. I'm working on some roadways, and we'll have to turn the lights on and we'll go from there. Okay, we'll add some daylight to things now. Okay, let's go around and we'll check out some of the things that I did. Of course, there's the lighting. I left it on, shining over the propane tank so everybody can see what they're doing in the evening or night. There's the little U.S. flag with the spotlight on it. A couple of street lights. And then all through here, there's going to be highway lights, which I'll show you in a minute, the lights that I've got, some more I've got to do. I built the bridge right here, and I'm starting to build the approach to it on this side. Of course, it's going to end right at the end of the table. But what I've done is I've built it out of foam and the Woodland Scenics risers. I put a layer of cork on there, and that layer of cork is going to actually go over the top of the bridge, so you can see where the bridge there has a recess. It'll fit evenly in there, and I can put road bed like bush asphalt highway that's already striped and everything. I can use that, or I can make my own, but they'll run all the way across and be uniform all the way across. And then on the sides, I'm going to use some grass. I know that's kind of, they've actually got a more of a slope in real life up here where they can actually mow it and that with the side mowers. But I'm going to use grass on the side. I'm going to have the highways up here, the approach, and then all across the bridge, everywhere, all along here, I'm going to have to put mounts. I'm going to mount the actual highway lights on the bridge too. So they'll go all the way across and all the way around. I also finally built my Roth-Honegger feed store here in Normal. You can see there. And there's the siding for it. I actually built a dock for it. I had to use a little extra Walters kit to do that. And I put the shades in it. You can see I added the sign to the front. I used a nail to hang it on. Looks alright. And I cut these out, the Rothoniger, out of the pictures that I had for it. So it's looking pretty good. Now the intersection's starting to fill in. And we'll go to the other side. Oh yes, Josie's here. It used to be just that plain gray plastic. Now I took the simulated brick paper and I lined it with simulated brick paper, and then I cut the windows and doors out. It wasn't the best to cut the doors and that, but you can see I've got the Miller and Miller Lite signs in the front. I got the Josie sign on the side, and it's not looking too bad. So we'll go on the other side here and show you the rest of it. Okay, here's some of the new lighting that I've got that I'm going to be using. I found these old-fashioned, probably 30s or 40s. Actually, I've been there a long time. These are the actual type of lighting, the colors of the posts and everything that are at the it was at the old railroad station. So I bought a pack of those. I'm going to line those in front where the passengers get off and get on the train. It'll be real neat. It'll look pretty authentic. Here's the two types of street lights I'm using. Now, these are Woodland Scenics. These do not require the resistors I was talking about. They're already set for the 16 to 24 power supplies. The ones on the left are the metal ones, and those will be used for the streets. The ones on the right, the wood poles, I've been using around the railroad yards. These ones over here, they come with the resistors. And since I'm using a 24 volt Woodland Scenic power supply, these are 3 volts, so I have to use a 750 milliohm resistor in line, either side, doesn't matter which side you put it on. But each light has to have one, and then it reduces it to where I can accept it. Otherwise, 24 volts is going to blow your LEDs out pretty quick. Here's the highway lights. These are the ones that are going to go across Veterans Parkway, across the bridges and everything, regular, interstate or U.S. highway lights. They'll line the entire Beltline Road from one end to the other across the table. And here's some in-town ones. These are kind of neat. I bought the 3 lights, the 3 light posts. I've got a couple streets over there that in town that had those. I'm going to put those in there where those were. And you can see I got the lighting still on. This is a German Brawa, I think it is. Floodlight. Floodlights are hard to find in HO. This is one of those lights that didn't seem to work too well with the hub system, so I've got a line running from the MRC pack, from the accessory pack on the MRC pack, which is 12 volt, and it runs perfectly on it. And so does this lighted tower. It wouldn't work on the Woodland Scenic system, so it runs off the 12 volts. So what I've done is the lights that are on here that have to run on the 12 volt, I've attached the accessory here over to these older Atlas on and off switches, and I've got I got 3 sets of them. And anytime I need one, such a light, I will just plug them into one of these, and I can have it on and off, and the 12 volt works great. So I also have the sound box running into the center one here. You can hear it turn it on, so it's got its own on and off here. And of course, you can see that I built an extension table for the power packs. I don't have it on the table anymore because where they were sitting is going to be an underpass. Right next to it here, there's going to be an underpass that's actually going to go underneath the rail yards here, over to the other side. So in order for it to do that, I've got to cut the table right here. I got to cut it down and have the underpass, and then it's going to bring it, come up, rise up to the normal level, which it does in real life, Morris Avenue, to Washington Street. So there'll be a lowering of the street here down to the underpass, and then there's a wall here with billboards, and that out here might have to extend a couple inches, and then that whole area will be built, and then it will go underneath. And so I had to move everything, so I moved everything over here, and it works a lot better. Everything runs underneath. You can see the poles, the light poles here on the outside. These are 3 volt, Chinese made, and you have to use a 750 ohm resistor with 24 volts. I think it's 560 if you use 12 volts. So I've got those set up, those are running, and I've got the Woodland Scenics ones back here. These are the wood pole ones. So those back there, they do not need a resistor, so they're just plug and play into those little packets. These are the packets, the connectors. You can see that they connect in there, and it's real easy. You just push down, put the wire in there, and that's how it goes. So I've been using some thin ribbon wire, because anything thicker than that doesn't work very well with those connectors, and doesn't seem to be very compatible. So it lights it up really good, as you saw in the first video. And see, the other thing I've built was I've got the other overpass right here on the south side of town. I used 3 50-footers, put it together, so it's basically 100-foot between post and a 50-foot. So you can see that the IC, N&W, New York Central all run underneath there, and they intersect underneath there, which they don't really in real life, but that's the way it ended up here. Plus on this side is there's going to be a road. There's a street called Bund Street that goes through town. And it doesn't really curve, but it goes straight underneath there, out there, and it goes straight out and crosses these these 2 roads out here, but I'll simulate it over there. And then this is also be my access to the radio station. So, and over here on my siding that I had, I'm building a factory complex. You can see I've got the warehouse and I've got the offices, and I've got a factory building coming that's going to be in the back here. It's going to fill in the back here, and this is going to represent Eureka Williams. Eureka Williams made vacuum cleaners, and they ended up being Electrolux before they left Bloomington. Back in the war days, they built ammunition in Vietnam and World War II. They built ammunition and weapons, and then they went back to their commercial business. Very thriving business for years and years and years. So I put that on there with a siding. This is about the side of town where it is. And right here is going to be the underpass for Oakland Avenue. It's going to go underneath and up, and it'll meet over here. It'll come up and meet the 2 streets that go out here to the intersection where the car lots are. So that's kind of what I did. Got some lighting in, as you saw in the other part of the video. It looks pretty good. I do like the brick on here. That came out really nice. So I just want to give you guys an update, and I'll be doing some more work on it, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.